In a small town surrounded by dusty roads and golden fields, there lived a boy named Ayaan. He was not the smartest student in his class, nor the most talented athlete. But he had something powerful inside him, a dream. He wanted to become an engineer and build machines that could change his village forever. The problem was not his dream. The problem was the 5 chairs in his life. Every evening after school, Ayaan would sit outside a small tea shop near the bus station. There were 5 old wooden chairs placed around a round metal table. The chairs were always occupied by the same people: Saima, Bilal, Farhan, Imran, and sometimes Ayaan himself. They laughed loudly. They complained about teachers. They mocked successful people. They spent hours talking about luck, how some people are lucky and others are not. Success is only for rich people, Saima would say. Connections matter, not hard work, Bilal would add. Why study so much? We'll find some easy job, Farhan would laugh. Every day, Ayaan listened. Every day, he agreed. And slowly, without realizing it, his dream began to shrink. One afternoon, Ayaan received his math test results. He had failed. His teacher, Mr. Rahman, called him after class. Ayaan, he said gently, you are not weak. But you are distracted. Tell me, who do you spend most of your time with? Ayaan hesitated. My friends, at the tea shop. Mr. Rahman nodded slowly. Then he said something that would change Ayaan's life forever. Show me your 5 closest friends, and I will show you your future. Ayaan didn't fully understand. That evening, when he sat in one of the 5 chairs, he looked around carefully. He saw complaints. He saw laziness. He saw excuses. He saw fear of trying. And suddenly, he saw his own reflection in them. The next day, something unexpected happened. Mr. Rahman invited Ayaan to his house for tea. Nervous but curious, Ayaan went. Inside the small living room, there were also 5 chairs arranged around a table. But this table felt different. On the chairs sat different kinds of people. There was a young doctor who worked at the city hospital. There was a small business owner who started with nothing. There was a university student who had won a scholarship. There was a retired army officer who now trained young students for discipline and confidence. And the 5th chair was empty. That chair is for you, Mr. Rahman said. Ayaan sat down quietly. The conversation began. The doctor talked about studying late nights and failing twice before succeeding. The business owner shared how he once sold snacks on the roadside before building a shop. The university student explained how she studied English by reading 1 story every day. The army officer spoke about waking up at 5 a.m. for years, even when he felt tired. No one complained. No one blamed luck. No one said it was easy. But they all said one thing: it was worth it. For the first time, Ayaan heard people talk about effort instead of excuses. He felt uncomfortable. Because growth is uncomfortable. When he returned home that night, he couldn't sleep. 2 images kept fighting in his mind. 5 chairs at the tea shop. 5 chairs at Mr. Rahman's house. The next evening, his friends called him. Come, Ayaan. Same place. He walked toward the tea shop, and then stopped. For the first time, he realized something powerful: every chair you sit on shapes who you become. He imagined his future if he continued sitting there, years passing, dreams fading, complaints growing louder. Then he imagined the other chairs: discipline, ambition, learning, growth. He turned around. Instead of going to the tea shop, he went to the public library. At first, it was lonely. No loud laughter. No jokes. No comfort. Just silence and books. But in that silence, something new was growing: focus. Days passed. Weeks passed. Ayaan stopped spending evenings at the tea shop. His friends laughed at him. "Scholar boy. Trying to become a minister? You think you're better than us?" Their words hurt. But something else had changed. He had found new chairs. In the library, he met Sana, who practiced English by reading stories aloud. He met Arif, who solved math problems for fun. He met an old man who read newspapers every day and discussed world events. He met a college student who prepared for competitive exams and shared study techniques. And every day, Ayaan chose to sit with them. Slowly, his language improved. Slowly, his confidence grew. Slowly, his marks increased. One day, his father noticed something. "You don't go to the tea shop anymore," he said. Ayaan smiled. "I changed my chairs." His father didn't fully understand, but he saw the results. Months later, the final exams arrived. This time, Ayaan did not fail. He stood among the top students in his class. When his name was announced during the award ceremony, he searched for Mr. Rahman in the crowd. Their eyes met. No words were needed. Years passed. Ayaan earned a scholarship to study engineering in the city. Life there was harder. Competition was stronger. Many students were smarter than him. But Ayaan now understood a secret most people never learn. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. So he chose carefully again. He joined a study group of serious students. He avoided classmates who skipped lectures. He found mentors who challenged him. Whenever he felt lazy, he remembered the tea shop chairs. Whenever he felt tired, he remembered the 5 chairs in Mr. Rahman's living room. During his 3rd year at university, he visited his village. The tea shop was still there. The same 5 chairs. The same complaints. The same conversations. Sama was still blaming luck. Bilal was still waiting for connections. Farhan was still saying, "One day I'll start something." Nothing had changed. Because they had never changed their chairs. Sama noticed Ayaan and called him over. "Engineer Sahib, come sit with us." Ayaan smiled politely. For a moment, he felt the pull of comfort. Old memories. Old laughter. But he also saw something else: stagnation. He sat down briefly and listened. Within 10 minutes, he heard the same words he had heard years ago. The system is unfair. Hard work doesn't matter. Rich people control everything. He realized something powerful. People who sit together often think together. And people who think together often stay together in the same place. He stood up gently. "I hope you all achieve great things," he said sincerely. Then he walked away. That evening, he visited Mr. Rahman. The teacher was older now, with more gray hair. They sat in the same living room. The 5 chairs were still there. "This room changed my life," Ayaan said. Mr. Rahman smiled. No. You changed your life. I only showed you the chairs. Years later, engineer Ayaan returned to his village, not as a visitor, but as a leader. He started a small training center to teach mathematics, English, and technical skills to village students. Inside the center, he placed 5 strong wooden chairs around a round table. Above the table, he hung a simple board with these words: "Choose your 5."